Hey, this is Shane with the Social Freedom Tribe. I want to do a quick video on expressing and how expressing can get us into a flow state. So this is actually a hard lesson that came to me where I was bringing these workshops on every Wednesday night on healing social anxiety and how to get into a flow state. And this is like kind of like what Social Freedom Tribe is based off of. And I started noticing that because I was bringing on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m., people were kind of coming in just getting off work in a logical state, tired, they're yawning. It's not from my workshop, it's from, or my games night or whatever this is, it's from them just, that's how they're feeling walking in. So when I was trying to bring these games of like, hey, let's do this stuff and like kind of turn off these judgmental parts of our brain and just get into a flow state and just get into this creative space where everything is organized and we feel clear, it's just not gonna happen if it's just like, oh, it sounds nice. You know, if everybody's feeling like, oh, I guess that would be cool. Like, it's just not gonna happen. And this hard lesson, like, why don't people want this? It's not that people don't want it, it's that their body is not in this energetic place to do that. And so what I had to start doing was I had to start, when I see this, and it's not the place that this game makes sense in, it's not the emotional state this game makes sense in, I have to say, everybody, all right, let's get up, and let's just start shaking it out. Let's just like yes, 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 and you just start getting like all riled up, and you just start getting energetic, and just move a lot, and just shake it out, and all that stuff, and then I had them kind of get into a more grounded place from there. And with that combination of grounded but also just kind of like an excited body, then that's where we get to that like whole creative space, and we can like, yeah, what games do you have there, Shane? And like that's when I started. Like it didn't even, it almost didn't even matter as much what game I brought. It could actually be kind of a lame game that doesn't even make any sense. But it's kind of like, they're like, yeah, cool, what's this? This is novel, this is new, I'm ready. I'm ready for something new. I got the energy for it, I got the confidence. And so, first of all, what I found is that just kind of holding yourself in this body posture that's more confident. I had a physical trainer tell me to pretend that you're wearing a medal you just won, and you kind of just like ever so slightly want to show it off. It's just like saying, keep your shoulders back, your chest slightly up, and like that. And you're just like holding good posture. And also just, when you start just kind of celebrating with your hands above your head, like what would your body do if you were celebrating? Then you actually just start feeling that in your body. Yes, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. And you actually start feeling that, like I'm feeling that now. And there's like a different energy than what I was feeling before I was doing that. And so now when I started noticing was that in my own videos, where I'm talking to people, there's a way that I can be more rational by just kind of holding myself still and just be calm, and I can just kind of have my attention in my head and then also talk. And that way I can just be more rational, and everything I'm saying is just kind of making more sense. I mean, you might not be as engaged now as before when I was like, hey, what's up? You know? But everything is just more clear, it's more rational, it's following this logical progression. And then when I'm expressing, I have my attention in my body, and I have my attention in the inflections in my voice. And that way I don't actually know what I'm gonna say, because all of my I have a lot of psychic energy in my movements and my tones, not as much in my head, and not as much about making a clear sense. And so what's great about this whole expression thing is that I don't have everything planned out. I don't have this predictable, like, I know exactly what's gonna happen because I'm gonna stay calm and just kind of like go, oh, and this is the next step, and this is the next point in my presentation. Oh, here's the next slide. And now I'm going to talk about this whole bulletproofed, it's my diet, but bullet pointed list where I'm just going to go step by step and just kind of like, this is all planned. There's like a sense of like, I'm moving my hands right here, and I have this energy, and I don't have enough attention in predicting, and I don't know where I'm going to go. This is a new adventure. Like you're on this adventure with me if you're watching this, and there's a way that you kind of feel more engaged. Like is this person gonna kind of like slip up and then like actually like say something they didn't mean, or say something like, there's a way that when I have my attention out here, my real self kind of comes out. Like, I might actually be a terrible person, and I might say racist, sexist things or something like that. Like, who knows? Like, maybe like in like when I have this whole planned out speech, I'm like, oh, I have all this planned out speech, and like maybe the person am outside this is like racist or sexist or like a terrible person. And when I had the whole planned out thing, you kind of don't know that because I have it like, oh, gotta cross out that line that's like bringing my real self to the thing. But when I'm expressing, it's kind of like I don't have enough attention to stop myself from saying these things, and then something bad or terrible might happen. So when people are saying like, be yourself, bro, you know, it might actually kind of just mean express and kind of let go of predicting. And so when I'm actually expressing and I'm letting go and I'm just like saying whatever's happening, I just kind of like had this topic of like, maybe I should have this video on expressing yourself and how that's gotten me into a flow state. And I don't know where this whole video is gonna go. And there's a way that it's kind of like, that kind of feels like being yourself. Like there's like a whole way of like, why isn't the logical, calm person being themselves? Like I'm always rational. This is myself. Like why does this feel like being myself? Well, and this like might not actually either, because maybe I'm forcing it. But there's a sense of like, I might actually slip up because I don't have enough psychic energy and predicting and like saying like, how are you gonna take this or something like that. I'm kind of just like in my movements and in my tone and in my energy, and the words are just kind of coming out. So I'm just kind of vibing. And there's a way that like when I'm just vibing and the words are still not sexist and they're not racist, they're like, oh cool. Like I kind of trust that he's not sexist and he's not racist and he's not a bad person. And so like when I'm vibing, meaning I'm just kind of letting loose and I'm just kind of more in my energy and I'm more in my expression, I can get into this flow state because I just really don't know what's happening, and I'm kind of on the edge of my ability of just kind of like, there's a nonsensical way where I'm kind of just creating it as I'm going. Like if you can imagine like this blank canvas, like what if you were to like this is gonna sound pretty ridiculous, but what if there's like this cartoon where you're kind of a cartoon world where you're just went through this blank canvas and you just portal to this world that's just completely blank, and you could only really paint where you are stepping. So everything's blank and every step you take is painting the canvas. It kind of feels like that, where I'm speaking and I don't actually know what's going to be 2 sentences or even the next sentence. I don't know what the next sentence is going to be. So that way, when I'm painting this picture or making this video, I don't know what this next sentence is going to be, and I have to stay, my attention has to stay here, and I feel kind of clear. If it's past my ability, I might be freaking out. I might be really freaking out and just not be able to make this video because I'm just freaking out too much. I don't know enough about the subject, or like it's just I don't know if I can come up with words fast enough that will be of value. Like there's a way that's like, yeah, I feel like if I just let loose, I've studied this stuff for many years, and I could probably like say words like fast enough where I can have more attention in my movements and just vibe, and then more words will come out. So I'm at the edge of, I'm at the exact right challenge level, because like a challenge level is important to get into a flow state. If it's too overwhelming, you're not going to get into a flow state. If it's too easy, then you're kind of not going to get into a flow state. If I made all my videos where I'm just completely irrational, stuff like that, I might quit. I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, I could put more videos together, but it might just be too easy, and there's a sense of like, yeah, there's like stuff that we can do. Maybe people have talents to make something, but if it's too easy, that person's just not going to really grow from it, and they're just not going to feel like, I guess I can make a video today. They're not going to feel like they enjoy it. So this expression can get me into a flow state if I'm doing a video or if I'm speaking to somebody and I'm just kind of letting loose, and I'm just trusting that the words that are coming out of my mouth are going to be good. Like there's a sense that I can trust myself, that I don't need to do the whole planned predictable thing. Because like what's this saying? I don't believe that if I just let loose that you'll enjoy it. Like, what if I'm on a date like this and I'm dating somebody? I'm gonna stay calm and rational because I have to have a lot of attention in my brain to figure out if you'll like me or not. So I have to kind of plan everything because my real self was actually a piece of shit. So, and I need to hide my real self from you as long as possible. So I'm really putting a lot of attention into my predicting what's going to happen. And so, like, it's just boring. It sucks. It's not creating something. So when I'm like kind of letting loose, you can sense that because I don't have everything planned out. Like a planned out person, if you interrupt their presentation when they have these slides, they're just kind of like, fuck you. Because, like, I had this whole planned out thing, and you just added some chaos to it. And there's a sense when I'm, like, letting loose and I'm in a flow state, I'm yes-anding everything, because there was no plan in the first place. Maybe somebody knocks on the door and be like, oh, I can add that into the video somehow, or maybe something falls and I can add that into the video. Like maybe like my guitar falls and the string just broke, but maybe all the strings break, and I'm like, maybe I could add that to it, and I could just say, oh, yeah, there's a way that in flow state that when all the guitar strings break, then or in a flow state when something bad happens, you're like, damn, I lost this thing. You can kind of just take it from there and just be like, you can accept and adapt immediately. That's what flow state is adapting immediately. Like there's a way that like something unexpected happens, I can add it into the video and it can actually add something really profound. So with somebody is when you're on a date and I have this trust in my leadership, maybe I have all these ideas of what we can do on a date, but I'm kind of like trusting in the moment as it's coming, and I have these ideas, they can kind of just like you can add, you have this sense that you could add some chaos to it. A planned person would call it chaos. A person that's just kind of like out there is just kind of like, we're creating it together, awesome, There's a sense that like anything could happen when I'm in this state where I don't actually know what's going to happen. And like to get into that state, we have to get out of predictability, calm, rational speaking. But there's a place for that. There's a place for that because if I'm kind of like too let loose, I'm talking about kittens and rainbows and like I'm just talking about whatever, and it's kind of just like kind of dancing monkey where you're just kind of like, oh, it's like kind of entertaining, but there's no real substance to it. I'm not feeling like I'm growing from this person. It's just kind of like they're just taking whatever, and there's like no boundaries to this person, or there's just like a feeling of like, ugh, this kind of just looks like a TV where it's there is just like to kind of like entertain you and not really there to like get some kind of point across or something like that. Like maybe if I'm like too like this, I'm trying too hard to get a point across. Maybe if I'm like this, it's like, oh, there's no point to this person. They have no like actual intent. They have no value that they're bringing to this video. They're just like kind of like, I'm gonna keep you entertained. I'm like, keep your attention here. Don't look anywhere else. Keep your attention here. Like maybe if I did that for 20 minutes, then that would be just kind of just painful for me to like, you gotta keep your attention. But if I'm like this, then it's just kind of like too analytical. So there's like this exact spot where I'm kind of like let loose in it, and I have this attention grabbing, engaging energy, but I'm not like too far into that there's no point to it, there's no value. And maybe I'm actually just going in phases, and I'm going like this as a way of energizing myself and energizing others, because there's like a whole sense of like, I can do this, and then you can kind of be like, whoa, I kind of feel more energetic now. And I can kind of do this, and I can kind of bring you more to a grounded place. A place where maybe there's more gaps between my words. And in those gaps, you can slow yourself down. So I'm not trying to say you have to be like this, but I'm saying that there's a way that could bring you into a flow state, because you don't have a drawn out canvas where you're just kind of like a coloring book, like filling in the lines. You're kind of painting it as you're going, and all this new kind of like things can happen, and because you have like a planned out enoughness that you don't like it, you have something to rely on. but there's a sense of like you're kind of building this together, and it's like an adventure where I don't actually know where I'm gonna go. I had this idea of like, oh, I could do a video about this, but I don't know where this is exactly going to go. I mean, I have enough information here that, and this like is just like an engaging topic for me that I'm just kind of trusting that I'll just stay on topic, and like I'll bring, or what, even if I don't, maybe the thing that if I don't stay on topic, then that thing is just will bring more value. But I'm taking this adventure with you, and I kind of like, whoa, what's gonna happen next? I'm learning as I'm making this video because I didn't plan it out before, and that's why these videos are kind of just engaging for me and exciting. And if I was just like, I have to do this, then I wouldn't be as engaged. So but this is like a sweet spot in between it, or this spot in between it, that's just incredible. And yeah, I hope that you find some from this. I hope that, so once you notice kind of like you're having certain thoughts, you're not engaged, maybe just actually just like excited, like move your body around. Or if you're actually feeling fear, there's a way that you can convert that into excitement just by saying, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. It's a fun thing to play around with. And then from there, to get into a flow state, maybe just like find that challenge level where you're not too disengaged and just speaking logically, and you're not too overwhelmed or something like that. You just find that just exact right challenge level to get you into a flow state by expressing and kind of trusting that your words will fall together, and then you're on this new adventure. So if you're on a date, if you're doing a presentation, if you're just kind of speaking in a group, there is a sense of like, whoa, what is this person gonna say? Are they gonna slip up? Or are they gonna say something really incredible? There's this creative insight building way of expressing and speaking that can really engage an audience. And so I hope that you found some value from this. I hope that you can get into a flow state by just expressing the right challenge level amount. And I hope that you just have an incredible day today. Love you guys. Have fun. Peace.